Was Week 16 in the NFL the best week all year?
What just happened?
We're talking blown leads, overtime chaos, and a two-point conversion, the likes of which no one has ever witnessed. The playoff race is on fire! Welcome to Shut Up Football. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus, that's Kevin, and this is my wife. Today, we're gonna do something a little different. My wife, Steph, who tolerates my shenanigans, is going to help me with the NFL roast this week. She's got actual TV and film credits, and now she can add YouTube to her illustrious resume.
I've never been paid so little.
She's even gonna do the roast voice, which I'm very curious to see how that goes. Steph, tell them a little about yourself.
Well, I'm...
It was Thursday night, and for once, it actually mattered. Divisional supremacy and playoff seeding were on the line, while both coaches hid behind their play sheets like Arabian princesses. Matthew Stafford threw for 457 yards and 3 touchdowns. No sacks, no turnovers. This man could fart in an elevator and walk away smelling like sandalwood. Puka Nacua exploded for over 200 yards and 2 scores. He was running all over the place, making it difficult for the giant space laser to track him. Halftime featured Megadesk, the transformer who never transforms. He's exactly what meets the eye. Kenneth Walker III had 164 yards from scrimmage. His yardage was chunkier than a fresh jar of childhood obesity. The Seahawks converted 3 two-point conversions, including one that tested the limits of our observational skills. Like a Where's Waldo in a prison for French mimes. What looked like an incompletion was ruled a backwards pass. And Charbonnet's tepid recovery made for a successful 2 points. Fans of chaos unite. There's nothing better than 3.5 minutes of scrutiny and debate, only to see a dumpster fire warm the homeless. This game lasted forever.
I'm tired.
Oh boy.
And the Seahawks navigated victory with a pass to Eric Saubert. Not pictured here. I don't know where he went. That's how he gets so wide open. Saquon finally had a big game, bumping and grinding like early R. Kelly until he hit the end zone. He ripped off over 100 yards before ceding garbage time to a tank, who didn't find much resistance either. Marcus Mariota left injured and was replaced by Josh Johnson, now in his 18th season. He's the only thing older than the Commanders' defense and time. Halftime featured some big picks.
We should tell Brady we got him on camera because he's over here messing with his nose.
The Commanders broke out their butter statues, and they better start churning before this one is over. The Eagles were fighting for the NFC East, and the Commanders were just fighting. Late in the fourth quarter, a hockey game broke out. 6 flags, 3 players ejected, and 1 cameraman who deserves a raise. This game was absolute madness. Bears were crowd surfing. 4th down saw the ball hiked over a man's head. The heaters on the Packers sideline malfunctioned, and it was frozen tundra down under. Wind was whipping everything, and Tom Brady feigned interest.
Look at this. Oh my God.
The wind showed no mercy, whether it be referee pants or Chicago's Spanker Chiefs. All was blown asunder. Fuck your net. Jordan Love left injured, and Malik Willis took over. The Bears recovered an onside kick, which has only slightly better odds than my Flatliners book club, which is not a book club about flatliners, but a club where we take turns touching the face of the great beyond, only to be violently ripped away and haunted in our waking moments, while discussing Oprah's favorite books. It was Pirates versus Kitties in an NFC South battle. One of these teams is destined to be a playoff dingleberry. Sean Tucker got a score on a day when neither team had a running game. This game came down to 2 Panthers rookies. The kicker, who I'm not going to learn the name of. I don't have rookie kicker namespace in my brain right now. And Latham Ransom, who snagged a Baker Mayfield pass to seal it. The Panthers got their first win over the Bucs since 2022.
How about that?
Who knew the Bills always do things the hard way? You knew you were gonna win this. Josh Allen walked away with 0 touchdowns. He must have pissed off the god of Lake Erie, which is just an old tire named Frank. Quinshawn Judkins suffered an injury so horrific, it could only sign a 5-year guaranteed contract to play quarterback for the Browns. Not you, Shador. You're doing great. It's not your fault your best receiver is a rookie tight end. But let's get back to serious business. Glasses or no glasses?
Gardner Minshew got the start and tried his best not to let Jeffrey Simmons turn him into a sock. He didn't last. Chris Oladukin had to replace him by halftime, which is usually when Simmons rolls his hands in broken glass and McCormick seasoning. You didn't have to go this dark this hard, NFL scriptwriters. Travis Kelce's career is in twilight, and he's losing games to the Titans? I'd almost feel bad for him if it weren't for everything else that makes his life look like a non-stop holiday. The refs negated a Titans touchdown after flagging Jeffrey Simmons for failing to declare as an eligible receiver, despite, that. He rubbed himself, you rubbed yourself, and the other ref rubbed himself. If anything, please everybody stop rubbing yourselves.
Dak Prescott rocked out to Mariah Carey's Christmas music. Here we go! Ryan Flanoy continued to be the surprise life raft for desperate fantasy teams. The first half was full of points.
You can hear the lineman screaming, "Push the pile!"
George Pickens, the league's only part-time player, scored a touchdown. Justin Herbert threw for over 300 yards and 3 total touchdowns, no sacks. This drinking fountain with giraffe legs got another 40 on the ground. The Chargers took control in the final quarter. Jerry was left to contemplate this pile of humid compost he calls a team. And knowing his management styles, the answer is simple.
If Tua was the face of the franchise, that face is now on the back of a milk carton. Quinn Ewers got the start for the Finns. They said Ewers talks a lot of trash. Unfortunately, he also plays like it. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. But what did DJ Spreadsheet expect? Joe Burrow was gonna be outgunned by a 7th-round rookie? Burrow threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He nearly suffered a collapsed lung laughing at this defense. Chase Brown got 3 scores of his own. The math was overwhelming. They talked about Jamar Chase's contested balls, which sounds serious. Thoughts and prayers.
Welcome to the Forgettable, where the only thing at stake was draft seeding. The Saints were powered by 300 yards of shock passing and 5 Charlie Smith field goals. FGs. Yeah, okay. Taysom Hill saw heavy action and heavy petting. Brady Cook was sacked 8 times and turned the ball over twice. I haven't felt this bad for anything since I worked in a kill shelter. Oh my God. This game felt like it could have been an email. I would have rather watched the tape from the ring.
Jackson Dart's favorite necklace broke. So long, necklace cage. I guess I'm a different generation. My first thought when entering violent situations has never been, wait, let me get my expensive jewelry on. It was not what was weighing him down. Dart only completed 7 passes for 33 yards and 1 interception. This offense was about as balanced as Dart's face makeup. J.J. McCarthy started off well, but he was unable to complete the game. Brian Burns went unblocked and scrambled his internal organs. McCarthy said everything had slowed down for him since the concussion. Yeah, I bet. Trevor Lawrence had a plethora of touchdowns.
Oh yes, you have a plethora.
4 to be exact. That's 10 in the last 2 weeks. He went from a giant question mark to Mongolian warrior in the span of weeks. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Urban Meyer was a bad pick. It was a Parker Washington kind of day. 145 yards and finding sweet touchdowns under blanket coverage. Lawrence was blindsided by a Bronco defender who didn't hear the whistle. It looked like he literally coughed up the ball, when in reality, it was just his spleen. The Broncos doinked and fumbled the game away. They were no match for Genghis Blonde.
The Cardinals are missing their first string at every position outside of Cabana Boy. But who needs them when Michael Wilson is making full-body catches like this? And here comes Kirk Cousins, cursed to forever hear club music. He scored 3 touchdowns. The old man still got it. Kind of, sometimes. Cousins plays his best ball when the lights are bright and no one's watching. Halftime featured a bat mitzvah. Calais Campbell. Calais. Well, it's Calais.
I'm sorry.
It's really
It's
Calais.
not Calais.
But that's how you spell Calais.
You want to tell him?
Calais Campbell blocked a point after. Who knew being 6'8" would be such an advantage? He's still getting it done in his 18th season. His career is old enough to vote. But being stuck on the Cardinals, he probably wishes it could drink. Oh boy.
It took a while for the Raiders to get rating. Geno Smith was picked for points. No one could convince Will Anderson there wasn't a pinata in the rafters.
We need to really play our ass off in this half.
Ass Off is also the name of the screenplay I've been shopping. It's a sequel to Face Off and exactly the same in every way, except, well, you know. Oldest young man Brock Bowers got another score. Pete Carroll made piggy face. Ashton Genty had 2 scores, 188 total yards, and compliments on his balance.
Delay a game. Offense.
How do you get a delay a game on your extra point? Did he show up without shoes? The Raiders fought until the very end and then stopped because it was over. Grit met Pitt in the Motor City. The Steelers were playing all the hits and hitting all the fans.
Oh my gosh.
DK Metcalf took a swipe at someone. Use your words, not your fist, DK, like we practiced. Maybe I'm expecting too much from a man with a pacifier. Kenneth Gainwell rubbed himself in honey and got sticky. He made an amazing catch off the turf with his wrist and scooched his booch in for 6 before the defense could give hugs. Aaron Rodgers started renaming everyone. You're now Todd. This game ended in banana grade controversy. The Lions almost won twice. The final play required a discussion.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Yay!
However,
Oh?
pass interference. The game is over. There is no touchdown.
Why would you say it like that? It was May versus maybe next year. The Patriots started off making all their best mistakes, with a failed fake punt and fumbles aplenty. May was picked off after Booty showed 0 effort on a pass. Mike Vrabel bent over and he never recovered. They had to put him in the trunk like that just to drive him home. Derrick Henry galloped all over men's souls. Horselegs collected 128 yards and 2 scores. Marlon Humphrey made the play of the day when he tackled Kayshon Boutte from a seated position.
What just happened?
Some would call this pass interference just because it observably was. But there was no flag. It was a victimless crime, like tax evasion. Maybe it's time to add an interactive component, replace the refs with masked singers, and vote them off week to week. The Colts needed a miracle from a legend to keep their playoff hopes on life support. Phillip Rivers showed up on a tractor with a bowling bag full of nachos. Could he breathe new life into this team when his breath is so old? His child army was there, cheering on Grandpa Dad. Sauce Gardner was there too, speaking into a child's phone. They introduced us to a new workout routine, amputee nut crunches. Rivers would not be denied on his quest for CTE. He was mostly efficient, hitting gigantic goon Alec Pierce for a couple of scores. Brock Purdy was hotter than a tandoori toilet seat, 5 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey got his share. The Niners punter never saw any action. It's good work if you can get it. Rivers had a decent night, but he was punching above his weight, which is a lot now. I can't help but wonder about the Colts front office. I picture flame barrels and a scat-based society of monkeys throwing darts at ideas like head coach Jeff Saturday. I can't wait for next season. No spoilers. I want to be surprised when I see the new GM. The guy from the McAfee show who wears a hat.
And now the soft pretzel of the week.
Yummy. This week, the pretzel goes to the Indianapolis Colts for giving us the gift of Phillip Rivers. Monday Night Football was fun, and honestly, it wasn't bad. 277 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He wasn't mistake-free, but most of that came at the end when the game had already gotten away from them. Rivers coming out of retirement after 5 years was one of the weirdest, best storylines of 2025. And maybe it shouldn't have been a surprise that it came from the Colts, who just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, which I appreciate. It gives me more fuel for the roast at a time when it's at its most difficult. It didn't work, but it was entertaining. Stay weird, Colts. Thanks for watching Shutout Football. This is the last episode of 2025. We're off next week. I'll be back for week 18 and all the way through the playoffs. Say Merry Christmas to your mom for me. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
But that's how you spell Calais.